This is On the Record, where we cut through the drama and bring you the big moments from the biggest trials. Of course, I'm your host, Cody Thomas. In the last episode, we were talking about the very disturbing trial of Bionca Ellis, the woman accused of stabbing a mother and her 3-year-old son outside a Cleveland grocery store. Now, if you have not heard of this case before, you should go back right now and watch the last episode walking you through the opening statements and first witnesses, because I can guarantee it'll shake you to your core. Now, this week, we're taking you through the final days, the experts, the closings, and the verdict. The state's final push began with Detective Sean Ventris, who described the chaos outside the Giant Eagle parking lot, calling it, quote, unlike anything he had ever witnessed. Jurors saw video tracking Ellis from a police station to a thrift store, where she sorted through knives, then to the grocery store aisles, where she followed her victims. The entire attack lasted just seconds. And then the medical examiner, Dr. Elizabeth Mooney, testified that Julian Wood died from 2 deep stab wounds, one piercing his lung. The cause? Stab wounds to the face and back. The manner? Homicide. Then the defense called Dr. Megan Testa, a forensic psychiatrist who said Ellis suffered from schizophrenia and was, quote, living in a different reality. She described years of hospitalizations and delusions, including believing she had 23 children since kindergarten. Now, the state pushed back, saying mental illness doesn't mean she didn't understand her actions.
Did you have the occasion to observe the victim, Julian Wood?
I did.
All right, and can you tell us a little bit about what you observed?
Yeah, so, Julian was laying lifeless, and there was a lot of blood.
And did you learn about the nature of the wounds that he sustained?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
The wound he received to his cheek actually went in and cut a piece of his tongue. The wound that he received to his back was so deep that it actually sliced his lung.
Which records did you collect?
Well, it varies. I collected medical records on behalf of Margot.
Okay.
I collected records on behalf of Bionca.
Did you learn during the course of your investigation that she had mental health issues?
I did.
Do you recall identifying that there were some concerns that on June 10th, that Bionca appeared in the Court of Common Pleas via video arraignment from the Cuyahoga County Jail and showed more signs of mental issues? Do you recall identifying that in your affidavit?
I do.
And do you know which prior signs you were referring to of mental health issues?
I do. Her being nonverbal, or her unwillingness to talk to us.
Okay. In that same paragraph, you identified Bionca kept her head down and would not participate in the arraignment. During her arraignment, she laughed, posed for cameras, answered the judge in Spanish by answering sí rather than yes. Do you recall identifying that as part of the issues, mental health issues that were needed to be addressed?
I recall putting that in my statement, yes.
Based on a reasonable degree of medical certainty, have you formed an expert opinion concerning the cause of death of Julian Woods?
Yes.
And what is that cause of death?
Stab wounds of the face and back.
And with regards to the manner of death, based on a reasonable degree of medical certainty, have you determined what the manner of death was?
Yes.
And what is the manner of death?
Homicide.
Did there come a time when you were ordered by the Court of Common Pleas to evaluate Miss Bionca Ellis for competency?
Yes.
So she's been diagnosed with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder in multiple hospital settings?
That's correct.
As a result of your involvement, did you learn whether or not Miss Ellis had been hospitalized?
Yes, I did. She was taken to the emergency department at Lutheran Hospital. Her mother had taken her there because she was not taking medications at the time. She had not slept for 5 days. She was hearing voices. She was expressing suicidal thoughts. She was experiencing these voices raping her and wanting to impregnate her. She thought there was a prophet involved. Her thoughts were one to the next, FBI, Queen Elizabeth. None of it was linking together or linking with reality. When I saw Miss Ellis, my opinion was that she was ill and that she required medications. It would be in her best interest to take medications, and that it was the only way to restore her competence to stand trial would be through medications.
The defense turned to Dr. Sarah West, another forensic psychiatrist who first met Ellis when she was severely mentally ill. Now, West said Ellis was disorganized, off her meds, and hearing voices that told her to kill someone or to kill herself. Her opinion, Ellis didn't know what she was doing wrong. The state countered with Dr. Stephen Knopfsinger, who agreed that Ellis had schizophrenia but said she knew right from wrong. He pointed to her actions, selecting knives, leaving the scene, obeying police, as evidence of control. Two experts, same diagnosis, but opposite conclusions. The judge told jurors to return Tuesday for closing arguments.
Tell us how you came to be involved in this case.
I was contacted by Attorney Mack, who suggested that he had a client that he believed was quite ill, who was housed in the county jail and involved in a very serious legal matter. When I interviewed her, I noted that she appeared incredibly mentally ill, and by that she was disorganized, illogical, not able to engage in appropriate exchange of information. I would ask a question and she would not respond in a way that was made good sense to me. The two main things that we look at in competency to stand trial are ability to understand the court system and ability to work with one's attorney. Despite the fact that her attorney was sitting directly across from her, she was not really able to share much information. She was very focused on expediting the court process, even though her attorney had told her that doing so would not allow them an adequate amount of time to prepare her defense. And eventually she shut down and wouldn't answer any more questions. It was my opinion with reasonable medical certainty that her diagnosis at the time, and she was experiencing active symptoms of schizophrenia. I asked if she had any history with the Wood family. She said she had never seen, talked to them, or met them prior to the events of June 3rd.
Did she provide any logical reason for harming them?
No.
And how did she describe her mental state entering the Volunteers of America thrift store and discuss about this picking up of them?
She said that she was afraid, that she had blanked out. She was trying to figure out how to, quote unquote, save herself.
What auditory hallucinations did Ms. Ellis report experiencing during the incident?
She said she had auditory hallucinations that suggested someone has to die, that they needed to be killed, that she could either kill them or kill yourself. You know what you came here to do, go ahead and do it.
You also offer an opinion with a reasonable medical certainty that at the time of the incident on June 3rd, 2024, Ms. Ellis' severe mental disease, namely schizophrenia, caused her to not know what she was doing was wrong. Is that correct?
Yes.
You indicate to this jury that you interviewed Bionca Ellis.
I did.
And did you videotape it?
I did.
Help me understand, though, how you having voices telling you to kill yourself, envisions that you're dying, how that results in you stabbing the lady with your son.
I lost control. I've never been in a situation where there was somebody life or death situation.
Based on a reasonable medical certainty, did you come to your final opinion in this case, sir?
I did.
And what was that opinion?
Well, for all the reasons we've gone over, it's my opinion that at the time of the act, Bionca Ellis had a severe mental disease of schizophrenia, but it did not cause her to not know the wrongfulness of the offenses.
Day 6, the final round. Jurors heard the last of the expert testimony, then closing arguments. The state focused on intent, showing jurors video of Ellis testing knives, waiting for her target, and then attacking. The prosecutor said this wasn't random or delusional. It was, quote, a series of conscious decisions. The defense urged compassion, saying Ellis was a woman in the throes of psychosis, not a calculated killer. They pointed to years of treatment, her lack of flight, and her confusion after the attack. Their message, she wasn't evil, she was ill. Now, in the rebuttal, the state told jurors mental illness is not a free pass, and with that, the case was in their hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all together today because of the choices Bionca Ellis made on June 3rd of 2024. 50 seconds. We watched that defendant go directly to the houseware aisles, go through that bin, look up top of the knife block up there. She spends almost a minute looking through these knives. She doesn't pick the first one she sees. She finds the two favorites of hers, and then she walks out of the store. She made a decision that was careful, but she knew when she chose those knives what she was going to do. She was going to harm someone. She was going to take somebody's life. Pay attention. She's got two knives still behind her back, and she's looking around. Ladies and gentlemen, she's looking for a victim. And here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the decision she makes after she's selected her weapon. These are the people she wants to harm. It's been decided. There is no question this defendant is schizophrenic. That's prong one. Bionca Ellis suffers from a severe mental disease of schizophrenia. However, the fact that she has that diagnosis does not mean that she didn't know what she did was wrong on June 3rd.
The state's strategy in this case has really been to normalize Bionca. They make the acknowledgement, and they have to concede because they can't get around it, that she's mentally ill. But they want to normalize her behavior on that day. There was nothing normal about Bionca Ellis on June 3rd. There's nothing normal about her behavior. I want you to look at Bionca Ellis. 1 week from the date of the incident, she's at her arraignment. She's smiling at her arraignment, even though it's been put forth to her that she could possibly receive the death penalty. Who smiles? Who does that 1 week after this incident? I take 2 steps back and ask you, I really want you to think about this. Does it make sense for Bionca to be angry about money that she didn't receive from the police department, to seek a 3-year-old child out, stab a 3-year-old child because she was feeling that anger and that rage? Commonsensically, does that make sense?
We told you from the beginning that the one principal issue in this case is not going to be who did it or whether she did it. It's the issue of legal insanity. If the state proves all the elements beyond a reasonable doubt, she's saying, hold on, folks. I was legally insane, therefore should not be held responsible. There are folks that walk around us each and every day with mental illness, and they don't kill people.
After more than 8 hours of deliberations, the jury returned its verdict at 4:20 p.m.
At this time, I'll read the verdicts on all charges, and then with respect to that, I will poll each of you just to confirm that it is your decision of this verdict. So with respect to the 9 counts and the furthermore, this jury says that they duly find and impaneled as sworn jurors in this case do find the defendant, Bionca Ellis, guilty of all charges. Those guilty charges also carry with it the furthermore that she did commit the other charge as requested with a finding of all 12 of you. So with that being said, juror number 1, is this your decision?
Yes.
Juror number 2? Yes. Juror number 3?
Yes.
Juror number 4? Juror number 5? Yes. Juror number 6? Juror number 7? Juror number 8? Juror number 9? Juror number 10? Juror number 11? And juror number 12. All right, thank you.
Bionca Ellis, guilty on 10 felony counts, including murder and attempted murder. Her plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, rejected. Now, this case came down to one brutal question. Was it madness or murder? For 7 days, jurors saw it all, from the moment Ellis picked up that knife to the moment she was taken down. 2 experts said she was mentally ill. The jury says she was responsible. For the community, the wound runs deep, and for the Wood family, that loss is forever. Next comes sentencing and one final measure of justice. Of course, I'm Cody Thomas. Stay safe, stay informed, and join me next time we go back on the record.